I knew I would be here today. I knew I would be giving a speech, and it just dawned on me I'm also graduating today. So I was going to tell you that I graduated 42 years ago, but the reality is I graduated 42 years ago and with you today. So we're all in the same alum class. How great is that? 42 years ago, when I sat where you're sitting, I looked forward with great excitement and, candidly, some anxiety. You know, first of all, when I graduated, it was really crazy times. The world was a place that people said was really just a very difficult place, and it was never there before, and it would never be there again. Let me give you some examples. Believe it or not, a little over 42 years ago, people were talking about impeaching the President of the United States. We had just come out of a horrible war, a war in which the scars still exist today. People still debate today whether we should have been in that war. And we would never find ourselves in a situation like that again. Okay, so maybe the world is still a crazy place. But you know what? The media back then, the media was really a problem. The media could really bum you out. It depressed me. Within months before my graduation, the Wall Street Journal reported that consumer confidence was at a record low. It reported that there were fears of a world depression led by a US depression. And this one really got to me. It reported that my generation would live a lifestyle less than the generation before me. And it concerned me because in my case, that meant less than one bathroom, less than one TV, and less than one car. And I assure you, none of those things happened. Now, my research shows that over the last 42 years, the Wall Street Journal has reported every one of those headlines multiple times, including in the recent years before your graduation. So what's my first takeaway today that I wish I had fully understood 42 years ago? Don't believe the headlines. Don't believe the experts. And even if what they're saying makes sense, just make sure it doesn't make sense to you. Because you've got an NYIT degree, and you can go out there in any environment and be relevant and go forward. You are truly prepared to lead your generation. Now, I didn't believe it when I was sitting where you're sitting, and I don't expect you to believe it now. But NYIT indeed gave you the right foundation. If you have a job you really like, congratulations. If you don't have a job yet, I assure you you're going to get a job. And remember, it's not a batting average. If you go on 50 interviews and you find one job you love, you're batting 1,000%. And when you get that new job and when you start that new job, that's when the work begins. You've got that foundation, and on that foundation, you need to build skills of excellence and skills of differentiation. And you can do that. When you go out there, I assure you that whatever you do, if you work sincerely, you work hard, if you're aggressive and humble, you will succeed. And I guarantee you, the harder you work, the luckier you'll get. So the second piece is, aside from working hard, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Employers like myself, and employers regardless of what field you go into, whether it be a private company, whether it be an institution, an educational institution, employers need their employees to be successful, because any entity can't be successful without successful employees. People will want you to succeed. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Just go out there every day and give it your best. Do it the right way, and you will succeed. I'm going to encourage you to push yourself, to challenge yourself, to always ask yourself, how could it be done better? I was rather fortunate. I only had 5 jobs before my current job. They said for my generation, the average individual would have 7 to 9 jobs. Think about that, 7 to 9 jobs. Well, if you go out there and you're constantly challenging yourself, once you have a job and once you're good at the job, I again encourage you to think that's when the opportunity begins, that's when the challenge begins. Because if you constantly look at what you're doing, equipped with an NYIT degree, which generally focuses on STEM activities, you can help transform that job to be more relevant and transform your company to be more relevant. And in doing so, you will make a true difference. So the third point I want to leave you with is be relevant. Be relevant, and it doesn't matter how the world changes, you will be changing the world and not be a victim of that change. And fourth, and arguably the most important message I want to get to, go through life with clear values and beliefs in your business life or your career and in your family and personal life. You'll hear stories about someone getting ahead. You'll see someone cutting corners. You'll see someone not doing the right thing. Whether or not they're successful doesn't matter. They can't be successful as an individual if that's the way they go through life. And they won't be respected as an individual if that's the way they go through life. Use a clear filter. Every one of us knows what the right thing to do is. Every one of us knows how we would want to be treated if we were in a good situation or in a bad situation. Every one of us knows how we really should treat others. And if we treat others the way we would want to be treated in our interfaces in life, you can go through and have an extraordinarily successful life. I'm not just speaking monetarily. I'm speaking in terms of every aspect in life where you will truly be an admired and recognized individual. So the fourth point here is do the right thing and life will be grand for you in every way. Now, I want to end with, I'm NYIT and I'm proud to be NYIT, and for 42 years I've been proud to be NYIT. Now, together with you, at my graduation here, I'm NYIT again, so I encourage you, go out there, be proud, remember, we're NYIT, we've got the right stuff. Congrats, have a great life, have a great career.